Luxurious on the outside, but cheap on the inside. In this video, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think this truck is worth $60,000. So let's get into the video. So let's quickly get into the features. As you can see right here, you have a red Nissan logo. That's something different that you don't see on every single Nissan car. So that's one unique feature that I would say. But other than that, I can't really say too much. Let's get into all the buttons. You got your source button here. These are your menu buttons right here. And you can scroll through your menus like that on here. Volume here. Siri and call answer button. Cancel cruise control. Accelerate and restore cruise control. Coast and set cruise control, turn on and off cruise control, and here is your distance keep button. One thing that disappointed me about this Nissan is the dash here. Obviously you have your non-digital tachometer, your non-digital speedometer, but then you got your digital menu in the middle. They've been doing cars like this since 2010, so I don't really think it's too much of a fancy thing in 2023, but nonetheless, let's get on to the rest. To the left of the steering wheel are all your menu controls for your lights right here. Obviously you got your, here let's do that, automatic lights off, you got your brights, everything like that, and then your low beams. This is for your gauge cluster here. This will just make it brighter or less bright. Trip reset, cargo lamp, 12 volt AC, another light control here. Obviously, like I said, rear lock differential. And then if you're going downhill, click a button here. Underneath all these controls here, you got your hood release right here, and then your parking brake right here. So no electronic parking brake in this car. Kind of odd for a 2023, but I like it. Another thing that made this car feel kind of cheap is right here. You got your column shifter, which, I mean, you do not see this in many cars at all anymore. So maybe I'll see it more in trucks, but not a big fan of it. It's very cheap feeling plastic. It doesn't look very nice. I mean, if you're paying $60,000 for a car, I want something nicer. Then you also have your two-wheel drive, your 4 high, and if you push, that'll get you to 4 low. So if you're in 4 high, you have to push down or in, and then turn it to the right to get to 4 low. And then your start-stop button is right here. And then on your doors, you got all your window controls right here. Your lock and your unlock, your child locks here, and then your mirror controls right here. Simple as that. Now moving to the center console, it looks pretty darn nice. Just take a look at it real quick. But that's really where it ends. If you drive this car at night, every single button turns orange. And I don't know what it is, but it makes the car feel like it's from 1990. You don't really see orange LEDs anymore. Basically, it's this exact orange that's right here underneath every single light. I wish I could give you guys a better view. Maybe I could pull something up from someone else's video just so you can see it. But it is horrendous. I do not like it at all. But for all your buttons, you got your audio button here, menu map, track back, track seek backwards, track seek forward, camera button right here, night and daytime light right here, back button right there, rear defrost, rear defrost, front defrost, climate control here, climate on and off, AC lower like so, or higher like so, mode like so, AC, climate control for the passenger, take the air from the outside or recirculate the air from the inside. Underneath all of that, you have your traction control, your parking assist button right here, hazards, and this is for when anyone gets close to you. I don't know the exact name for it, but the car will beep at you. It'll tell you that, hey, someone's getting close, but it actually won't say that. It'll just beep at you. Underneath all of that, you got a USB Type-C, a USB Type-A, a little bit of storage right here, a little bit of storage for your sunglasses or whatever really you want to put there. And then here's a pretty odd thing. I don't really know the use for it, but you could put stuff in here. I don't really know what you could put in there. It's not really a good shape, but you could pull that out and you got a lot more storage underneath there. And then you got a cup holder here, cup holder here, cup holder here, a cup holder here, And let's go into the center console. As you can see, you got this removable storage right here just to keep stuff at the top. And then a very deep center console here with the DC port, like so. And then if you go into here, you got a little bit of extra storage underneath here. And as you can see, you got another DC port right there. And then this is your glove box. Plenty of space in here, actually pretty big glove box. Moving on to the back seats. You got plenty of space back here. As you can see, got my suitcase right here, which doesn't even take up the whole entire back seat, as you can see. And then you got my boots right there. You got more junk right there. Lots and lots and lots of space. I don't think you would have any problem being 6'4" and sitting in this back seat. It is huge. Now, as for the seats, as you can see right here, you got your PRO4X stitching. And this is cloth on the middle, but on the side it's kind of leathery leather. I don't know if it's actual leather, but it does feel nice. It does have a very cool look as well, which I am a big fan of, actually. They're very comfy, but for a long ride, these seats are actually, I'd say, very uncomfortable. My back was hurting me after about 2 hours, so that's not very good. You also have some extra storage underneath here, so obviously, here's your center. You got some storage underneath here, and I believe on the passenger side as well. I'm going to show you. You also have it there as long as the passenger seat isn't too far forward. It's pretty easy to get to. Taking a look at the back of this Nissan, we're going to open up the bed. All you got to do is, just like every truck, just open that. And it is not as fancy as some of the GMCs or the Chevys that you see. It just kind of flops open, but it is pretty nice. You got your Titan right there. I would call these big old cup holders right here. And then you got a finished truck bed. I don't know if that comes with every single Nissan Titan PRO4X or not, but it actually is finished, which is cool. It's not a white paint. Also, as you can see right here, I'd like to note this is very cool. I do think the back end of this truck is sweet as well. Let's take a walk to the side. I believe it's lifted as well. It's pretty high up here. Get you a look at your suspension there. Pretty cool. Big old tires as well, and let's walk over to the front. Got your daytime LEDs running at all times. That actually looks great. And they're split right in two right there, so that's two separate LEDs. And you got your one big old grill with your PRO4X logo at the bottom. Your Nissan logo right here, that is nice and red. And then your Titan right at the top. Let's get it back into the truck here. As you can see, it's honestly nothing too crazy. I'm not going to say that this is the nicest truck I've ever been in or the nicest vehicle I've ever been in, but it's one of the first trucks that I've ever driven that's a 2023. And I will have another video on a 2022 Chevy Silverado RST. So I apologize for not having too much to say about these trucks. I'm not a truck guy necessarily. I mean, I do like them by all means, but I haven't really driven many of them. But this truck is pretty capable. It's very fast. It's pretty loud, actually, for being a stock motor and a stock exhaust. All in all, I think it is kind of cheap on the inside. I think the outside is very nice, but the inside, I just can't get behind. It's very plasticky. Everything is very outdated looking. And then, like I said, at nighttime, this car does not go well. It's very ugly. The orange lights are hideous. Would not recommend them for any car manufacturer to be using because I just think it makes the car look cheap. I just drove a 2023 Silverado of the same trim level, if you will, and that car was head and shoulders better than this one, in my opinion. I think it was much nicer on the inside. It wasn't nearly as cheap. Obviously, I don't want a plasticky car, and I don't think you do either. So that's why I always tell you guys if I think it's cheap or not, because I don't think you want to spend $60,000 on a whole bunch of cheap feeling plastic. Just my opinion. Speaking on the capabilities of this truck, it is a 5.6 liter V8 with it has 400 horsepower. So it is pretty quick. I mean, it's a very heavy truck, so you got to keep that in mind, but it definitely takes off. You'll probably beat most people if you're trying to get in front of them, so that's a huge plus. You don't want a car that barely takes off or goes into 7,000 RPMs just to get up to 60 miles per hour, you know, if you're getting on the highway. So I think this truck is plenty capable, and I think I spoke enough on that. As for the overall drive, it was actually a pretty smooth truck. My one complaint would be the steering wheel felt very, very stiff. It was not a loose steering wheel. I don't know if that's something to do with this car being the PRO4X, so maybe it has to be a stiffer steering wheel, but it was a little hard to turn, actually. I was pretty surprised about that. But for short, quick drives, I think this truck is great. I just couldn't do it for a long drive. My back was killing me. I'm young, so my back shouldn't be hurting me on a 2-hour drive, maybe on a 12-hour drive, but 2? Nah, I don't think so. So for $60,000, would I recommend this truck? Absolutely not. I would not. I think that there's a lot of better options out there that you can get for $60,000, whether it be brand new or not. I think you could probably find the 2021, 2022 truck with very low miles that is a lot nicer in the interior than this. I cannot get behind the interior of these. They really need to fix them. They really need to change them. It's 2023 and they still look like they're from 2014. That's a big issue. That's almost 10 years old, and I don't feel like they've had much change in the past 10, 20 years. So Nissan, get your stuff together. A cool feature about this car, another one that I didn't notice earlier, was this car, or this truck I should say, has 12 cup holders. Just like the Expedition I did on last week's video, that car had 15 cup holders. So I don't know what it is with these trucks, these big vehicles that want to do 1 million cup holders, but here we are. If you need 12 cup holders, then maybe you should get the Nissan Titan. It might be for you then. So all in all, I would say this was an okay experience for the Nissan Titan. I wouldn't pick it again if it was in the rental car center. I figured it might be an interesting thing to review. Obviously I don't have that much knowledge on trucks, so I hope my commenters and my subscribers can keep me in check and tell me what I said wrong or tell me what I missed. I'd really love to get into the truck world and at least talk about them and show you guys what they have to offer, because there's a lot of them available in the rental car centers. So if you guys give this video a lot of views and a lot of likes, then I'll make sure I can do another truck. This truck in particular wasn't the best, like I said earlier, but I think there's a lot of other options out there, as you know. I mean, Dodge Ram, Chevy Silverado, Toyota Tundra, just to name a few. Those are all trucks that are available in the rental car centers. I mean, sometimes you even see F-150s. It all depends, and it all depends on the trim level as well, because a lot of them are the Dodge Ram E-Torque. Very nice, very cool. I don't really want to drive one of those, but if you guys want to see that, I absolutely will. I'll definitely dog on it and get it to go into the red line, because those cars do it so darn easily. It's ridiculous. I've driven one truck that was V4 or V6, whatever. You know, a very small engine, and it was pretty horrible. It was a pretty bad experience. They're too heavy to have that small of an engine. So as always, thanks for watching till the end. I'm gonna put up some music at the end, hand selected by me. Hopefully you like it. Have a good one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Bye.